Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. After completing our discussion on Rahu and Ketu's placement in different houses of our natal chart, in this video we will have our discussion on Rahu's conjunction with Moon in our natal chart. So guys, like the way you know this thing that I always have a backstory to give on the topics on which I make videos, that what led me towards picking up this topic. So definitely the time when I'm recording this video, transiting Moon is conjunct with Rahu. Second thing is that I was just going through my Instagram feed in the morning and I saw this post by BBC where in one of the sting operation, BBC reporter, he masqueraded himself as a ADHD patient, and they just showed this thing that these days how easy it is to get all these restricted medicine, like this could be Adderall and other medicines which are required for the treatment of ADHD. So people are prescribing it without taking into the proper medical condition of the patient as well. So that was one of the reason, because guys, whenever we talk about any of the concerns of aberration in your thinking, in your thought process, so over there Rahu plays a very pivotal role. And definitely guys, why to go far or why to talk on the third person? Like even if I have to take up my own case as well, in my chart, my moon nakshatra is of Rahu. Rahu is very strongly conjunct, almost of the same degree over my Lagan, over my ascendant. So I have also faced the heat of how to handle energies of Rahu. And that is the only reason I have got deep interest in psychology. Like the way guys, for the attainment of peace, I'm very much sure that a lot of you will be doing the same thing, because we are a part of this community, that you must be listening to all the religious and spiritual preachers. That definitely helps. Apart from that, even if you will take the route of neuroscience and psychology, so there is this guy, I generally follow him. His name is Andrew Huberman. So I was just watching his one of the video on ADHD and how to improve focus. Over there as well, he mentioned this thing, that do not be in this mindset that people who have a proven case of ADHD, they have got low IQ or they cannot focus in any area. The concern with these people is that the things which catches their attention, their excitement, their happiness, they can be laser focused towards those things. So that is the only reason, and these are some of the traits of Rahu as well. Like on one side, Rahu represents illusion, discontentment, but it can also give you obsession towards the things where you are interested in. So that is the only reason guys, a dual approach is something via which I will try to make you understand this topic. What could be the spiritual aspect attached to it, the way it can be studied through astrology principles, and the way in the real life what science and neuroscience has to contribute, blending everything, we will try to understand this combination. Because guys, this combination, when we talk about the positive aspect of it, so imagine the case of a teenager who has got IT professionals as his parents. Now this kid has, while growing up, he has already seen and always seen his parents discussing softwares, discussing apps, working on technology, on development and all. And he started getting obsessed towards these things, and he started demonstrating some exceptional talents right from a very young age. And definitely in today's day and age, like becoming famous is not that difficult if you actually have authentic talent. And in a negative side, like kids who get very much obsessed with pornography, with the games, video games, all the time being surrounded by all these things. So that is also a negative side of this conjunction as well. So guys, before we will jump into this conjunction, let's first try to understand the two players of this combination individually. So when we talk about moon, definitely moon tells about your emotions, your feelings, your subconsciousness, your the way you perceive the world. No matter what all yogas, Raj yogas you have in your chart, how you perceive it, no matter which aspect in your life are blessed, which aspect in your life are filled with struggle, but how you see it, you perceive the world through the moon in your natal chart. And also guys, when we talk about anything to do with the karmic combinations, this could be blessings, this could be curse, this could be any of the pitra doshas and everything. All of that needs to be studied more from the moon. Your soul, whatsoever it has accumulated as the blessing, as the talents, as the obstacles, needs to be studied from the moon. That is the only reason Sade Sati is always observed from the moon, not from your Lagan. Now guys, definitely when we talk about Rahu, Rahu represents the kind of thoughts which comes to your mind. See, moon can tell about that how you are feeling at a given point of time and how you are processing it, with the contribution from Mercury as well. But Rahu is responsible that out of all the memories of your mind, how does your inner monologue works? We all have good and bitter experiences in life, but majority of the times, are you surrounded by, are you extracting good from your past, or you are only extracting bad from the past and you are being surrounded by that? That is being decided by the placement of Rahu in your natal chart. And also guys, because Rahu is definitely a very brainy planet. When we talk about strategy, innovation, intelligence, growth, that is a positive aspect of Rahu. And in the negative side, Rahu also represents illusion. So it is a planet which can definitely create so much confusion around you, around your life, or it can completely cloud your judgment to take right decision. And definitely guys, all sort of bad companies, all sort of bad behavior is also connected with the Rahu in the astrology as well. Now guys, when we talk about the conjunction results, so definitely a lot will goes into play. One thing is for sure, that moon which tells about the way you feel, your thought process and all. So now Rahu is very close to it. So your subconsciousness is strongly in the influence of Rahu. So that in itself tells about that your mind will immediately acquire the attributes of Rahu. So the positive aspect of this conjunction is that whenever we talk about anything to do with technology, adapting to a new environment, to a foreign land, adapting well in any of the cosmopolitan environment, being very innovative and always ready to experience life, to explore new things, try new things, experiment with things. So these all are the positive side of this conjunction of moon and Rahu. Also guys, when we talk about attracting wealth, attracting new ideas, or a trendsetter, or capacity to become famous, go viral, all of that could be the positive aspect of the conjunction of moon with Rahu. Now guys, when we talk about the vulnerable side of it, so like the way you know this thing, that anything which is giving any aberration to your right set of thinking could be a byproduct of this conjunction. Like this could be becoming very obsessed, all the time being chasing one mirage in the life after chasing another. And also guys, whenever Rahu Dasha comes, Rahu is active in Antardasha, in Mahadasha, or if you have this conjunction in your chart, so it becomes very important, the things which you are trying to attain, things which you are trying to achieve, do you have got those sort of potential, do you have got those sort of skill set to be there to achieve that or not? Because a lot many times I just come across these kind of queries and these kind of kind of aspirations of people only, that I want to get this, I want to become this, but not many times people talk more about that what do you need to become that, what do you need to reach there or to achieve that. So with this combination, the goals which you are chasing, the thought process which is surrounding you is always under the scrutiny. And guys, the way it has been explained in our scriptures, because Rahu's conjunction is never so good for the living signification of the planet it is conjunct with. So if this conjunction is taking place in a way where moon is getting afflicted, now this could be in the form of the house where it is placed, or other planets the way they are like aspecting it. So this combination is not very good for not only for the mental health of the native, but it is also kind of very sensitive for the mother or the mother's health of the native as well. Now guys, if you have to understand the way this conjunction will manifest results, so apart from looking at in which sign this conjunction is taking place, in which house this conjunction is taking place, how other planets are aspecting this conjunction, like is Jupiter aspecting it, or is Mars and like Saturn are aspecting it, is with Moon and Rahu, is Venus and Mercury are conjunct, or is Mars or Saturn are conjunct. So all of that is important, but moreover individually the dignity of the Saturn becomes very important, because guys, one thing is for sure that with this combination there will definitely be degree and sense of repetitiveness of the thought, or this could be the obsession for certain things. But if Saturn is well placed in the chart, the lord of this conjunction in the sign which it is taking place, if all these entities are well placed, so your obsession could be for the good things as well, like the way you read the quotes by all these enlightened beings. They say that attention and focus has nothing to do with being focused in whatsoever you do. One thought has to be so strong, one thought or repeating the name of the God or feeling that awareness or presence of God around you has to be so strong that it should repel all other external thoughts around you. So that is what I'm saying, that if Saturn is well placed, this obsession can be for your business goals as well. This conjunction and this obsession can be for something good as well. So it all comes down to that how individually Saturn is placed in the chart. Like the way guys, the example which is always given in the Lal Kitab, that Saturn act as a judge and Rahu act as a lawyer, that you being a accused, you are there on the courthouse and Rahu is just reminding all the ill things which you have done, all the wrong things which you have done. But Ketu act as your defense lawyer. Ketu just reminds the judge, which is planet Saturn, that all the good things you have done. So because of which guys, individually to assess this conjunction, the dignity of Saturn in the chart becomes very important. Like let's say for example, if you will find that Moon and Rahu are conjunct in the 7th house and Saturn is placed in the 10th house, then in lot many cases this combination could be responsible that ever since native got married, his business also started progressing, because 7th house which tells about your business as well, and 7th house also tells about your life partner as well. So individually dignity and strength of Saturn will also become very important. Like the way a lot many people say this thing, that if Moon and Rahu are conjunct, so individually now Mercury has got disturbed, because Mercury which represents your brain, your thought process, and because Rahu is there conjunct with Moon, it has already spoiled Mercury. But I would still say that if Saturn is well placed and this combination is taking place in some good houses, being well expected, and native ran into some good dashas, this can actually give you, or this could be responsible for success, for fame as well. Now guys, when we talk about remedy, so I guess the biggest discovery of my life is that out of all the things, worship of Lord Shiva, offering water on the Shivlinga is very good for the attainment of peace. That is for sure. And guys, when we talk about mantras, mantras are very, very powerful. They are like, they carry that encrypted divine blessings and grace. Like the way why we call this thing Bij mantras are powerful. Like even in the forest or the big giant tree which you see, it has been germinated or it has been produced out of the power of a small seed as well, which is of this size. So because of which Bij mantras and repetition of the mantras is very strong, very like a strong antidote to deal or tame the energy of Rahu. After that guys, my recommendation to people with the Moon Rahu conjunction is that you cannot rely only on one form of remedy or one form of therapy. Like a holistic lifestyle change is very much important. Like the kind of diet you are taking, the kind of company you are keeping, the goals which you are chasing, your spiritual discipline, your religious discipline, your sleeping habits, all of that will become very important if you want to get benefited out of it. But yes guys, what I have seen is that offering water on the Shivlinga becomes very important, and worship of Lord Hanuman also becomes very important, because the way it has been explained in our scriptures, in all the mythology content as well, that when there was a time when Rahu was preparing to swallow the sun, and when he was still not very confident, he was nervous, he was going through back and forth, will I be able to do it or not? And then he saw a small kid who is heading towards sun to swallow it, which was Lord Hanuman. So yes, and it has been mentioned over there in lot many stories as well, where Rahu has been bitten black and blue by the Lord Hanuman. So Rahu is very scared of Lord Hanuman. So let's say, for example, in certain charts where Rahu is granting you, here I will not say courage or bravery, because definitely Rahu is courageous, Rahu is bravery, but Rahu represents mischiefs as well. So in 90% of the cases, it lead people or it drive people towards some audacious, very despicable sort of bravery, which is only going to bring more problem for you. So if Rahu's energy on this moon is driving you towards ideas and thoughts of rebelliousness, fighting, resentment, picking up fights, then the worship of Lord Hanuman becomes very important. And let's say, for example, if your Lagna is of Cancer, your Lagna is of Pisces, you are very intuitive, you are a very feeling driven person, and this combination is bringing more and more issues of anxiety, nervousness, always feeling fearful, not being able to take a stand, then the worship of Lord Shiva will become very important for someone who has got a moon conjunction with Rahu. And guys, apart from all the things, more than the gemstones and everything, I would say Rudraksh. Wearing a Rudraksh mala becomes very important. It like actually act as an antidote for people who have got moon and Rahu conjunction, because guys, with moon Rahu conjunction, it's not like that you need to do remedy only at the time of dashas or only at the time of the kind of transit impact and all. It's like you have to be all the time guarded by the positive force around you. So wearing a Rudraksh mala actually guard your energies and keep you well protected. So yes guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs on this combination of moon and Rahu. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. धन्यवाद.